So I'm here with Maggie Gardner. We're going to talk about a very important topic that affects a lot of us. It affects all of us because whether or not you have cancer, you're affected by it, you know somebody who has it, and support is one of the things that is most important, or one of the most important things that people going through dealing with an illness like this need. And we just want to remind persons that you are not defined by it. And we have a warrior here and a survivor, Maggie Gardner, and she's just going to tell us a little bit about her journey. Maggie, take it away and tell me a little bit about your story.
Thank you. I am very glad to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. You know, every opportunity I get, I try my best to mention or to talk about it because, as I always say, you never know who's listening. As you mentioned, I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor. And having breast cancer, it's very, very daunting. But then also, for me, it gives me liberty to be myself. Because sometimes you think about what other people are going to do, and that's why a lot of people don't say anything, or they don't go and get checked and stuff like that because their focus is on other people. But being a cancer survivor, I am able to be me and to speak at any time and any opportunity that I get because I want women and family. And as you said, it's not just the women, it's the entire family. Your circle, it affects. So you might have a friend that might have breast cancer or any type of cancer, and you are part of that circle. It affects you too because you're feeling helpless and you can't help that. How are you going to help that person? So just even being a part of a circle where cancer is present, it can affect you emotionally and mentally or even physically because sometimes you want to figure out why am I feeling so. It's because you have your friend is feeling pain or they're going through the chemotherapy or even just the diagnosis. It can be very traumatic. And because of your genuine love and concern for that friend, you
Can take it on.
you can take it on and it can affect you too. So that's why we always encourage people, friends, families to talk about it. If you have any questions and not to be afraid, because fear is really paralyzing. And yes, when we hear cancer, everybody automatically think dead. I mean, look at me, yeah. It was very hard, but your faith is really, really important. Your faith.
How did you cope with it from when you learned about it to having dealt with it and then having to deal with it again? What was that process like for you?
Well, the first time when I was diagnosed, it was like an out of body experience. It wasn't me. That's how I dealt with it the first time when I got the diagnosis. My doctor was speaking and I didn't hear a word he said because I didn't eat. Didn't eat bad, didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't do drugs, which people might say these are things that you abuse your body and then it's just the luck of the draw. So I just pretend at first that it wasn't me, it was happening to somebody. And then when reality sets in, I had a support system the first time, and that is very important. My boss at work, even the resident, I was doing assisted living, and I had resources, I had money, I had a good job. So those
So for
things are
persons
very
watching, she lives in
in
Connecticut. So she's
Connecticut.
living in the States, but she's of Ascension, and she's pretty much sharing about her journey and why it led her to be in a position where she wants to help other people. Right.
Right. So having resources is very important. It's not always the money, but having somebody in your corner that's positive. And that's one of the things that got me through being positive. I like to laugh and make fun, as you can see. And it's not always easy because there are days when you go and you lock yourself away and you cry. Music was one of the things that helped me. I used to go out dancing, you know, even for an hour or two. And for that time, nothing can touch me because your mind is one of, exactly. And when I get back home, I fall apart. So sometimes you have to make believe that it's not happening, but then you know it's there. So that's one of the things that got me through. And as I said, faith and support system. That was the first time. The second time, it was so difficult because I lost everything, including my job. I used to do hospice and my patient died, and I had moved to England and then had to come back to, oh, I'm here. I mean, I have to go back to America and start over, and the cancer was present, and it was so devastating because I did not know what to do, where to go, who to ask. There was no guidelines when it comes to that. When you are a patient, they have a guideline. Whether diagnosed, surgery before, or chemotherapy, then surgery, you have a guideline and you're able to follow it. But as a person, and that is one of the things why I created Gardner's House, as a person, somehow the person get left out because the focus is on the patient. What type of cancer, what stage, how are we going to treat it, when are we going to treat it. But then when you leave there, you go back home, you're still a mom. You're still a wife. You're still a sister. Life goes on. You can't work because of the treatment. Who's looking out for you? That's one of the things that a lot of people, or we don't really think about, or it's not in our consciousness until it happened. And if you're the breadwinner and you can't really provide for your family, who is going to step in? So that's why having a support system is very, very important.
So this is what led you to start?
To start Gardner's House.
So tell us a little bit about Gardner's House.
So Gardner's House was created specifically to address basic needs for families who are affected by cancer. And as I said, from personal experience, I know what it is to have with the cancer. And I know what it is not to have with the cancer. Because as I said, the mind is very, very powerful. And if your mind has to wander away from your body, wondering, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to get food for my children? It leaves the body and it's not healing because that stress, added stress, put it onto the body. So I had to create Gardner's House because I went looking for resources and for basic needs, and I really couldn't find any. I wasn't qualified. I was overqualified. I didn't have any children. So all these criteria they set, and because of that, I end up in depression. So not only the cancer, but mental illness too, depression. So a lot of people don't talk about it, but it do, because you get so anxious, you get anxiety, and you can't breathe. That never used to happen before, but because of all the trauma your body going through, and then like nobody would help you. So you start questioning your own sanity. It's like, what's wrong with me? So in order for me to survive, I have to focus because my mom raised me to think about other people. So even through the pain and the hurt and the depression, I met a couple of other survivors, and their story was my story, and nobody would help them. And I'm like, okay, I've got to do something. To be honest with you, I don't remember how I applied for the 501c3 and nonprofit, but God is always, he's good. He is so good. I did it myself with the help of one friend, and then we got approved. So then I was able to help. But even before that, I would go helping other people, drive them home, go with them to the doctor, and focusing on them helped me because it take the focus off of me. And one, as you asked the question, how did I survive? By helping other people. And that's how I continue to survive. Yes, it can be tiring. I'm glad I came down here, get all rejuvenated to go back up there, But it's not only in America, in St. Vincent too. And that's where my focus is because I love my country. I love my people. I try to find them wherever I go because I know that we are special people. And if I can do anything to help, even if it's a little, I don't have to do a whole lot, but if even to help one woman or one family, including men, because men do get breast cancer too. I think they always think it's a woman disease. Not, not anymore, It's more now than than before. But we as women, just being a female, we are at risk. That's it.
So how has the nonprofit been going?
It's been going pretty well. I started it in '07, and we're increasing, as we go along. We don't have a membership because if you have membership, it's like only for certain people. So it's open, and we help everybody. We don't specify breasts as long as you have cancer, because for me, cancer is cancer. It doesn't matter where in your body it is. It is. It affects you the same way. So we would help try to find rent, help with mortgages,
So how
advocate.
exactly are you able to come up with the support to get these basic needs to help others?
We do fundraising, like our Pretty in Pink Ball that's coming up on October 13th, our 7th annual Pretty in Pink Ball. So we do a major fundraiser every year. Hopefully we'll be able to do, more than one. And then we do, people donate, then we have little sales and stuff like that. So we're active, we're looking for grants, but it's amazing. When it comes to basic needs, you can't really find a specific grants. For teaching somebody how to eat, you'll find grants for that. But then I'm like, how am I going to eat? What am I going to eat if I can't afford it? And that is I'm thinking, you're teaching me to eat right. But then if I can't afford it, give me the money, and then I would go and get the good food to eat.
Right.
So those are the other things that we address. So I connect with other organizations that, and after a while, our name getting out there and stuff, so people would donate, whether food or clothing or money, to Gardner's House, and it'll go directly to the people.
So you want to extend this to St. Vincent as well?
I would definitely want to extend it to St. Vincent and the Grenadines because, as I said, I know the impact cancer has on family, and not only just for the rent and stuff, but to raise awareness that it can happen to anybody. Anybody it can happen to. And not only that, for us as women or even as men, to do our self-examination. I found my cancer twice. Mammograms are very good, but it doesn't work for everybody. It did not work for me, but it works for other people. So self-examination is the number one thing. You got to know your body, know when something is not right. Don't hesitate. It might look like just a boil or a scratch or, you bump it or something. That's the main thing. Don't wait, because the way how things are these days, you never know. Because if you catch it early, early detection is key to your survival.
Okay. So tell us about this event that you'll be, this major fundraiser that you'll be having.
So our annual Pretty in Pink Ball, it's located, we are doing it in Connecticut. And
So all the Vincentians live in New York, in the tri-state area.
Wherever, and you can come. It's on October 13th, and we're going to be posting on Facebook and Instagram and social media and on the website, which is www.gardenershouse.org. And what we do there, it's our day to be pretty in pink. We honor survivors. So it's not just going and selling tickets and collect money. So we honor survivors. Mm-hmm. It's our day to dress up, because sometimes you don't really feel pretty if you lost your breasts or both breasts or something, even though we are not defined by our breasts, but it's part of who we are, and it make you insecure. But if you can get dressed up, where nobody even look at you to say, well, oh, why is she dressing up? But it's our day, and then we celebrate those who passed away, because there are a couple whose journey have ended. So while we are honoring survivors, we're celebrating the lives of those who passed. We give out awards. We recognize people who have helped Gardner's House in the community. And, food, it's a ball, a real ball. So we get dressed up and everybody feels special, and then we talk about Gardner's House, and, people who don't know get to know about it. So it's not only for the money, but it's also to raise awareness and to lift people's spirit. It's one of a kind. Nobody do it like the way we do it, because we don't do it as other people. We do it in a way based on my experience and my feelings. That's how because I don't want people just to come and just do the old thing, the same old thing. I want people to feel, especially survivors, to feel that we are special, we are princesses, we are queens. We have men come to that they're kings. That's how the ball make you feel. And for me, well, that's it. I dress
You go
because
all
it's
out.
all out for a gown. So but if it's pink, but you don't have to wear pink, but you can wear pink attire. If you
Okay.
don't want to have a pink gown, you can have a black and then
And just
accessorize it.
accessorize it with
Right,
pink.
the male can wear a pink shirt or a pink tie or something. But it's a day where people's spirit to lift
Lifted.
people's spirit, yeah, and at the same time raise funds to help families.
Okay. Listening to this interview who may want to give some assistance, how do they contact you? How do they get in touch with House of Garden?
They can go to the website, just Gardeners House Inc. You don't have to do the www. Just Gardeners with an S, House Inc. You can send me an email through there. I'll get it. You can call me. Those who live in the States, the number is 860-206-7754, and my cell phone is 860-916-3925. So either by email, which is gardenershouse@yahoo.com. So there are several ways you can reach. But if you can't remember, and you just go look for Gardener's House with an S, then you'll see us there, and then you can just send me.
So are you just helping Vincentians, or you're helping anybody living with cancer?
Anybody, because we help folks in Barbados, in England. So it's anybody, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of Gardener's House that differentiates us from other organizations. We don't care who you are. We don't care what you look like. We don't care what you have. We don't care where you come from. We are not going to put you in a position to make you feel small, or to make you feel that you're not worthy, or to make you feel that because cancer is there, present, that you are not a person. You're still the same person. It just happened to be, the disease just happened to come in and turn your whole life upside down.
What about persons who, okay, so for persons who may be interested in volunteering with Gardener's House, are you open to that, and how can they do it if they want to?
Yes, very much open to that. Right now we're looking for somebody to help us with our website. We have a student from Michigan, but she's moving to Georgia, so we need somebody not to create, but to update the website to get all the information on there. And it doesn't matter where you are, because through social media now you can do anything, and they can reach me through the website or send me an email. That will be the easiest thing, and then we can take it from there. So anything, and then if you want to volunteer, just get in touch with me. Then I'll see what your skills are, what you can do, and then we will fix you up.
All right. Any final words of encouragement for persons?
Yes. Do your self-examination. Men and women, you have to know yourself. Don't wait for anybody. If you go to the doctor and you know something is wrong, doctors, sometimes symptoms for other patients are not the same. Get a second opinion, get a third opinion. Just don't sit in it, because we know inside of us when something is not right. So don't wait, go. As we say, early detection is key. Those of you who are going through it, yes, you can survive, but you have to be proactive. You have to make conscious choice. Surround yourself with positive people. Negativity is going to it's going to drain everything out of you. So surround yourself with positive people. Be true to yourself. If you can't tolerate anybody visiting you, those of you who are going through, you don't have to be rough about it. Just say not today. If you can only tolerate them for 5 or 10 minutes, say that. Because if you said, okay, come over, and you don't really want them to come over, you're going to be stressing inside. That's what I used to do, and it make it harder. And those who know that people are working, who used to work and can't work, have responsibility, don't wait for us to ask for help. Get together chip in. If you know they have children, get books, food, cook some food, take it over there. Don't ask if you want, because especially if you're this independent person, and now you're in the position where you become a dependent, it is very hard for you to go out there and ask.
For those of you who are in the States, especially in the Connecticut area, New York, Connecticut area, remember that they're going to have this fundraiser, Pretty in Pink. And it would
So the Pretty in Pink Ball is on the 13th of October. It's a Saturday, so that our major fundraiser. And then we have the walk at the ending of the month, which is the American Cancer Society. It's everywhere. So you can join Gardener's House team. You can order a T-shirt and just come and walk with us.